well had some sound issues.
Um, yeah, we noticed it at the first of it,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
or we, hang on a minute.
I put a comment in the Discord about it, but
I may not have seen it. Hang on.
yeah. But last week's upload is silent.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Whole thing.
That's
Whole.
why I had to think extra hard to do my recap for this week, my notes, because I had to do it all from memory.
Jesus. I'll go back and look because I thought I had fixed everything.
Mm.
Let me hang on a second. Let me hit Twitch and make sure we have sound now. Make sure we have sound.
Because then you did the next upload you did. I think you'd fixed it, but the upload for from our campaign for that week.
All right,
Very
it's
quiet.
fixed in Twitch. Let me go and look in YouTube.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through it. It's all silent.
All right. So
That's
we
okay. I think I got
are
most of the
live
details
now.
on there for the recap,
So
for the
for
notes,
those of
for
you
posterity.
who are no, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you're fine. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to figure out if I need to re-upload this thing. I'm trying to figure out like how loud the other one was. Well, damn. Hang on here. Where is? Be easier to go into Twitch. All right, here we go. Video producer. Let me look at this in Twitch. Oh, even the one from Twitch has no audio on it.
Ooh,
Cannot be saved then, huh?
interesting.
Nope, we're just hosed. Well, dang.
Right.
Oh man.
That'll be the
Well,
Mad Libs episode. They can just fill in what they want.
You want to make
Right.
sure on that it works on this one?
Yeah, I already checked Twitch
Okay, sounds good.
to.
I blame Johan's crazy ancestors for sabotaging the
Yep.
for sabotaging the
That
sound.
was a crazy. Oh yeah, we didn't get the crazy Uncle Bonaire. He didn't make the video.
No.
Yeah,
Well, the world has truly lost a masterpiece.
I just
Oh,
double
well,
checked
I'm
it
sure
again.
he'll come back at some point.
I just double checked it again. It's working on Twitch.
Oh,
Well.
good. Okay.
Well, dang. All right.
Well, this recap will be extra important then.
Yeah, so sorry everyone who wishes they could see what happened last week. But well, I mean, you can see it's there on YouTube. You can see it. You just can't hear it. And,
You can fill in your own dialogue. It's fine.
Yeah, you can make up your own story. It's a choose your own adventure path.
Actually, you're going to find out what happened right now, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact.
Because Alex is going to give us the recap.
Oh, yeah. You guys ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
All right. So, last time was our continued fight against the desert giants.
I thought you were about to say versus Zur and the Kodan Armada.
I mean, you could say that. People at home aren't going to know.
They're not gonna know. There's literally no way to check.
How many people in here know?
Nobody.
That's from the last Starfighter.
Oh, gosh, I haven't seen that scene in a long time.
I don't think I've seen that at all.
Oh, whoa! You haven't seen that?
I don't think I've seen the last Starfighter.
You should
me
see.
neither.
You should see the last Starfighter. It is worth your time.
Yeah.
It is
Oh,
one of
Maybe
the.
the CGI is a little dated, but at the same time, it's like it's a trip.
It's one of the better '80s movies.
Yeah.
It's kind of a definitive '80s movie
Mhm.
in a lot of ways.
I'll keep that.
Basically, think Karate Kid meets Star Wars. Kind of. Would that be the good?
Meets the Music Man.
Wow,
I
you're,
would
that is
say
an
was.
intersection.
Oh, that's right, because one of the characters.
Literally,
That's right.
Robert Preston from
Yeah,
Music
you're
Man
right.
is in
I
it.
forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in that thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's fun. All
Yeah.
right. So last time was our second half of our fight with the desert giants. Um, Morgan was able to start the combat off with a passionate speech regarding trying to work towards an equal enemy. It seems that the Dune Lords are um, putting pressure on the desert giants to do their bidding. Unfortunately, a spell effect was triggered against the giants, which soured our negotiation, and the fight continued. It was a tough fight, but we cleared through the giants till there were only two remaining. Um, Morgan obviously miffed on how the persuasion attempt went, was content with downing the giants, and it would have been a reasonable call. You know, make sure that the Dune Lords didn't know we were coming. But
Peace was never an option for Morgan.
but
It was very
thanks,
briefly an option, but things happen.
but thanks to uh, Bryn. Why am I blanking?
Brynjar.
Brynjar. Thanks to Brynjar, um, he has thrown a hunter's mark on the fleeing giants, on one of the fleeing giants, and hopefully we can track it through the sandstorm that is hitting our location. Um, we'll have to see, but we're hopeful. But yeah, that's currently where we left off. I think Taj recommended take a breather, take a moment, and then let's get ready to go after those giants, because those tracks will not last even with a hunter's mark.
Mm.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's scroll back down. So, you had already looted the giants' bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of you found a scroll on
Yes.
the sand giant female that basically was sort of like a hieroglyphic story of how they're being controlled by the Dune Lords, who apparently have their sand giant children.
Yep.
All right. So, did you guys were you looking for a short rest, or what did y'all want to do?
I think that sounds like. I think that's what the plan. I think that's what the plan was. But I mean, um,
Is it dirty meta since Brynjar isn't here to look up how Hunter's Mark works? I
No,
think it's
it's
the
not
hour.
dirty. It's not dirty meta. Hang on here.
I typically ask him, but since he's not here, I want to.
Yeah. We can just fast forward. Taj asks Brynjar. Brynjar explains, and we all know.
Now he's using the new
the new hotness.
yeah. Ugh, well, I hesitate to use the word hotness, but
So
um
and it's a concentration for 1 hour, and you get advantage on perception or survival checks to find it.
all
And
right.
I
So
don't think it gets it at a higher level, so we only have that 1 hour.
I think everyone has access to Brynjar's sheet now.
yeah. I or a token anyway. But yeah. So
All right. So well, in this case, if y'all, I mean, it's up to y'all. You can take a breather, or you can just press on.
I think that we should press on to secure that survival check with advantage to chase them through the sandstorm.
All right. Let me look
Okay.
at.
We should give them a good moment, a good couple, like a minute or two. Like
Okay.
I'd be fine with 5, maybe with 10 minutes, just so there is some reasonable distance, so any like scrying attempts, won't just show them like just being followed by us through the
All right.
desert.
All right. Just FYI, mechanically, 5 or 10 minutes does nothing.
I know
Okay.
this is Taj being considerate of people and
Okay.
all that.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. So, yeah, you guys take a small breather and then head out into the desert to try to follow the trail of these two
Yep.
giants. We will go to our overland map. Give me just a moment here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So this is just y'all down here. This is just so we can have y'all represented on the board. Um,
Yep.
I think,
We're like somewhere up here, right?
yeah, I think Taj had found out last time that y'all
Yes.
were judging by where the sun was and the mountains that were around there. I think Taj was able to piece together that y'all were west of Anamra.
Hmm.
Yep.
So, who wants to roll for Brynjar?
I can. I'll do
Go
that.
for it.
Let me
All
go
right.
ahead and pull him up.
So,
Okay.
and now here's the thing. In this case, this is going to have to be a survival check. And as a baby
Okay.
ranger, he is not proficient in survival. So
Okay.
he's only
All
got a
right.
+1 in survival, but you have advantage on it thanks to the
Okay.
hunter's mark.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So let me go ahead and bring him up here first. His character sheet. And then maybe select advantage. And let's see. So we're gonna do select survival, and that is an 18.
All right.
Pretty good. Pretty decent.
So with an
Mhm.
18, you are able to follow the directions that these giants are going, and it seems like they are making their way this way, kind of towards the southeast,
Okay. All right.
along the mountain ridge, along the line.
Okay.
So that's with the hunter's
All right.
mark. Now, yeah, what do you guys want to do? Do you go after them, or what are you just trying to maintain? You're reading their tracks and which way they're going. Are you trying to like overtake them? What's the scoop here? Paint me a picture.
I
Spell it
think
out
we're
for
just
me.
gonna follow. Okay. So I think what we're doing is we're gonna keep our distance, but we're gonna follow them to see where they're actually where their encampment is. So as long as we can keep, I believe, I correct me if I'm wrong, as long as we can keep a healthy distance between us and the giants, we should be fine. And we know the distance now that we know where they're going, along this mountain range. We can keep, we can get and keep, and we can. I think we can safely follow their track, and then depending on where, and then see where. Presumably, that's where they're going. They're going back to where their encampment is, where the and go from there. What how about it?
Guys?
Yeah,
Hello.
I tend to
You
agree.
there?
We just need to figure out where they're headed. We don't need to like engage them or attack them or ambush them. We just need to follow and gather
Right.
information.
Yes, and the biggest thing
Yep.
is just making sure that that we can track turns or anything like that as they go, because
Mhm.
they might be going south into the mountains and all that, but I feel as though they're probably going to turn at some point. Um, these the massive desert here means that the winds can get crazy high here.
Yep.
You don't want to build your structure right here. You want to make sure it has some breathing room from the wind. So
Hmm.
I'd say yeah, let's go, but let's be mindful. Let's keep an eye out for those tracks. We really need to stick on those like glue.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, because we do
So,
have, because we do only have like we got. Yeah. So remember, it's only within 90. It's an. I think the hunter's mark is within a 90-foot range. So
well, yeah,
is it
It's a
you,
time constraint,
Well,
right?
that's when you target it
or no?
initially. After that,
yeah,
you're
Yeah, there is
frozen.
a time constraint on this thing. Yeah.
Yes, for an hour.
yeah. So you've already. We'll see. It's good for about another half hour. You're able to maintain following them and Brynjar is able to keep up with their tracks. Now, this is past the initial hour.
Okay.
So he's going to have to make another survival check to see if he can follow the tracks as his hunter's mark has worn off. He does not have advantage
Okay,
on this.
and this would be
This is at normal.
this would just be a normal roll then.
Yes.
Okay. Let me bring his character sheet back
Hang
up
on.
again.
Hang on. What were you saying, Alex?
Real quick, I'm seeing if Pyre has proficiency and might be able to assist. She does not. Sorry, she's got a 5, but no.
Oh, hold on. I just realized. Johan has bless. He can do that real quick.
You mean guidance.
Hold on, let me take a look here for a second. He may.
What?
Let me check to see if he has
Activate.
guidance up. I know he has bless. I just want to make sure if he has the other one. If he prepped that.
Pyre has demanded that she will cast guidance when
Okay.
as the spell as the hunter's mark is coming to an end. So Brynjar is ready.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Now,
Alright,
bless
so
is
I'll
like
go
what?
ahead
Plus
and-
one. Hang on. Bless is plus 1d4, and guidance is what? It's like advantage, right?
Bless is D4 to attacks and saves. Guidance is D4 to checks. They're completely different
D4 to checks. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
All right. So bless
a
won't
little
do
better.
anything. Okay.
Bless won't do nothing. It's just guidance, which
Okay.
Pyre grants to Brynjar.
All right.
Gotcha.
So-
okay.
Don't get
So
lost.
go ahead and roll this thing.
Yeah. So it's going to be this plus 1d4.
All right.
Kelsey says, please don't get lost.
All right.
19.
Okay, so that's a 19
Plus
Ignore,
1d4.
ignore that 7 plus 1d4. So you got roll. So slash
Roll it.
roll 1d4, which is another 3 on top of that. So that's actually going to be a
Roll Shadow
22.
Heart.
All right. So
Pretty good.
Brynjar is able to further maintain the track of the giants. Probably pretty easy because they're giants. You're tracking them across sand dunes. After 2 hours, you've come about 10 miles. Because you're not in like
Okay.
deep dunes. You're kind of hugging
Mhm.
the mountain range line here. It's
Yep.
relatively flat.
Mhm.
So you've come across about 10 miles in a couple of hours. However, the tracks disappear.
Fuck, we lost. them.
Oh.
Give me another survival check.
Either they can fly or turn invisible.
Is Brynjar asking for another guidance?
Yeah, might as well. We'll do. Or guidance lasts for what? How long?
A minute. So she's got
Oh,
to
it's a
fire it
cantrip.
off whenever you need it.
But it's a cantrip, right?
It is a cantrip.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready. It is a cantrip.
Nice
Okay,
piece of
ready
utility.
when you
Yeah.
ready when she is. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Go ahead and fire up another thing of guidance. That's that's fine.
No. It's we're waiting for you to do the survival check, and then we'll roll the 1d4.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, roll a
No,
1d4.
so that's a 10. Yep. Okay. Slash roll 1d4.
Brynjar, you're a terrible ranger.
And that is 13. That is
So
13.
because of the strength of your earlier roll, you're able to figure out what happened here based on the large claw prints in the sand.
Oh.
Okay.
And it looks like what happened was that these giants were carried away either by wyverns or by rocks.
Ooh. Ooh.
Very specific.
And
So
so,
a bird, not a dragon.
well, if it's a
Technically wyverns are
then
dragons.
yeah, then they should be.
Oh well, yeah, but
So they could be flying over here to and over there, would be my guess. If that's
But-
because that's where a bunch of those blue dragon things hang out. But
If somebody wants to make an investigation check around here, they can.
okay.
Sure. Morgan will
Actually,
check
let's see
the
if
scene of the
Psychic
crime
actually
here.
has it.
Having committed many
Oh, good
crimes, he's good
call.
at investigating.
And
It's a 17.
okay,
Morgan, you notice that there's no blood. So you don't think that there was any kind of fight or altercation.
Yeah, looks like maybe they were working together. Maybe, I don't know. Do the giants have, I don't know, are they known to work with either rocks or wyverns? I'm not from this area. Taj, do you know anything about that?
well,
Taj, give me a nature check or a history check.
I'll do a nature check.
Taj, you have heard stories of the desert giants of the dunes out here in Pesha. That yeah, you've heard stories about them riding wyverns.
Hmm.
Not rocks, but riding wyverns. You would think that if they had been attacked by rocks, which are massive thunderbirds, that there would definitely be blood around here.
Yeah. Well, there are there are stories of giants that flew on massive beasts. Some
Well,
say they're rocks, some say they're wyverns, but they tend to lean towards more wyverns. And since there's no crater here or all that, probably wasn't a rock. So if wyverns did come pick them up, then we just have to find a wyvern roost.
would the
well,
wyverns be kind of allied with any of the dragons that have been working with Kazi?
Although wyverns are dragons, they aren't nearly as intelligent. I'm fairly confident that ogres are smarter than them.
do you think maybe
Hmm.
they're hanging out in Ozormos' now empty lair?
Maybe I feel as though that any remainders of the brood might of Azermos' brood would be holding up there and all that. If I had to guess money, I'd probably say in the mountains, mostly because you might find more wildlife and game there. Is that reasonable for the nature check I made?
Yeah, I would give you that. Yeah,
Yeah. Um.
I would say that you would also know that sometimes wyverns have been rumored, if they are, like being kept by storm giants, have been known to also live underground in large shelters with storm giants.
Got it.
Not storm
So
giants, sand giants.
yeah, sand giant. So um. Yeah. I don't think they'd be dealing with an I don't I don't think they'd be in Azurmos' lair. My money would be they're here in the mountains, either in a underground either in an underground shelter or roosted somewhere safe from the sands.
With what you know, Taj, of wyverns with that nature check,
Hmm.
you would guess that just given wyvern's nature, as low man on the totem pole in the dragon world,
Yeah.
that any remaining brood of Azuramos that's hanging around that lair is probably enough to keep them at bay.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I'd say that we're fairly confident that we just need to go into the mountains and find the lair from there. Since we know that it's
Okay.
wyverns, we can just look
Well,
for
that
the
and
farm.
that okay. But in terms of should we rest up before we proceed to climb
So,
the
just so we're
them
clear,
these
our plan is
me-
to search the entire mountain range.
Well, we already have a good idea that first that they would be south of us and probably not too far. Wyverns are large sized. Giants are huge sized. They probably are if they are giant wyverns where they can actually carry the wyverns with ease. They're probably older, um, maybe like matriarchs of the wyverns societies. So they probably don't feel like going very far. I'd say that they're probably not far from here. If I had to guess, I'd say less than 100 miles. But well, yeah.
But but I mean, how far can a wyvern go carrying a giant travel is what I think Morgan of Limetown is asking. Because it depends on because I mean, it's
Yeah,
going
we
to,
need to
I
narrow it
mean,
down more than just
how,
the mountain.
Taj, you
well,
would think
how heavy are a giant?
just, and again, I'm still rewarding that high roll from earlier.
Hmm.
To ride
Uh,
that high for the rest of the campaign, man.
you would think that given what you've seen of these giants and what you know of wyverns, um, they could be anywhere up to 20 miles.
20 miles. We can definitely work with that. We're like here, something like that.
Hmm.
Okay. They can't go more than 20 miles. So we have we either have the range to the south of us and the range to the southwest of us. Um, so it's one of those two places. Personally, I say we start with the south and then head southwest. And the southwest we don't find it. Um,
Well,
this part here is a
if
little
we're going
bit
to be climbing mountains, that's going to take us more than a
I
day
agree.
at least.
Yeah, that'll take some time, but it'll help us be thorough and be able to get clear, um, a clear drop on them when we are all ready for them.
Well, I feel like we're chasing our tails out here. I don't agree with the decision to let him go, but I know you guys. I'm willing to listen if you guys think it's a good idea, but at this point,
Hmm.
I think we can be willing to look into other methods, and Morgan will reach into his bag and pull out the soul gems of the three giants that he has trapped.
All right.
I can try and get more information out of these. I know there's a lot we don't know, and there's a lot we need to know. I can ask each one of these one question. I know you guys, always, you know, find these methods distasteful, but otherwise we're literally searching a mountain range blind. Those are our options right now.
Fair point. Fair point.
Hmm.
All right. All right. Go find us some shade. All right. So then we need to make those three questions super super clear. Um. Well. Uh. Let's see. What can we make those questions? One, I guess, is confirm if it's below ground, if their stronghold is below ground or above ground. Um, stories talk about below ground, but they're stories. It sounds good and it sounds interesting. Um, Another one could be we'd have to explain where we are to get a real direction. Um,
We have a map. I mean, we can just say this is where we are on the map.
Could we
What
show?
direction is your lair? And that'll at least give us a cardinal direction.
Would the soul know
Hmm.
that it can look at the map and all that and give a direction?
The
Well, I
soul, the
mean,
soul wouldn't really be able to look at a map.
all right. Well, we can just describe that yeah, it's. You're right. We won't be able to describe it accurately.
If
I
it
would say
was, if it was a, if it was a ghost, sure, but it's not. It's
Spirit, yeah.
yeah.
can I
Hmm.
make a history check to see if this over here is a particular mountain?
Um,
I am not proficient in history. I have like a 5.
I'll
This is
say, I'll say just regionally, just because you come from here.
mm,
This this particular mountain or group of mountains doesn't really have a name.
damn. Okay. Hmm. We
Anamra is
could
the
say
nearest landmark. I mean,
Hmm.
we could ask them in relation to Anamra.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
that's a good
are
idea.
are you
Okay.
are we south of Anamra? Are you north
Right.
of Zenda? But like I'm fairly confident that the 20 miles here. Uh,
Well, maybe we should ask a
Yeah,
different
but it's
question.
20
Like, are
miles in
there
any.
any?
It's 20 miles in any direction.
We
is
could ask them
That's
what
the thing.
landmarks are around your dwelling.
perfect. Ask if they're in a valley. Like, see this here. This has
Hmm.
the mountains.
Oh,
So are they in a valley or are they out of a valley? And that
Yeah,
already cuts this off. That means that it could be on the far side or it could be on this side. Wait,
hmm.
we're in a valley of the Heretic King. So all right, we're very particular with what valley this is.
Give me just a minute here.
Let's see. There's also are the mountain in regards to their stronghold is the center of the mountain range to the west, east, or north. Yeah, like we
Give
can do
me
that.
just a minute.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Sorry.
even listening to you right now.
Okay. I was talking to.
thinking out loud.
Right.
That's fine.
Because we're discussing which questions were to be asked. Yes.
Right. I do kind of
Um,
like the interesting dynamic. This, like, despite this, the wording on this ability being vague and not particularly well worded overall, I do think it's interesting that we have this option. We'll see how well we can use it.
mhm.
I like the one question.
Okay.
If it was anything more than
Yeah.
one, it'd be kind of it'd be kind of like pointless. Not
Bro,
pointless.
it can't be
Like
broken.
it would
Yeah.
it wouldn't bear weight. Like if it's one question, you gotta think
Hmm.
about it.
All right.
Hmm.
So you're gonna ask. You're gonna release the spirit and ask it what now? And I think it's Morgan that has to ask it.
Morgan has to ask it, yeah.
Yes.
So
But it,
the peaks of the mountains. We could try and ask like first. We'll answer the first one. Is your stronghold or is your home above or below the mountains? And then we'll know if it's like a structure where that's like into the rock or if it's underground. Then we can ask the next question of um,
well,
in regards to the mountain peak, is your stronghold north, east, west, or south of the mountain peaks?
we this method seems like it's going to burn a lot of these questions. I could. I mean,
Well,
I
we
have
have
the
3 of
leader.
them. We have
I
3 of
have
them. Yeah.
specifically. I have their leader. She seemed more or less willing to listen up until things went bad.
We might want.
If I can convince her, even now, that we're still trying to help, we might get a more complete answer. Because they have to answer, but there's a limit to how much I can, force out of them. If I can convince them, by the way I asked the question, like if I ask, if we want to help your people, where can we find them? If I word it like that, maybe they'll. I don't
I'd
know.
say if we
Oh,
want to,
yeah, I like that. I
if
like
you're
that.
gonna go that route, call out the kids. You should say if we want to help the kids because we want to pull that emotional factor, right? If you just said the people, that's very
Hmm.
like vague and like we could be helping the people by you know resolving them of their pain by killing them. But if we want to help children, that's that's
Resolving
Yeah.
them of their pain by killing them.
look.
Yeah.
I'm not the
If you want us to help,
guy.
we want to help your children. To do that, we need to know where your lair is.
Let us help you, or we'll kill you.
Or are they
Well,
being
we really
held?
don't. Now that I think about it, we don't need to. We don't really need to know where they live at all. We just need to know where the Dune Lords are.
Oh, true. Yes. Well, I don't
You
know if they know
well,
if they know.
Well, no, I
if
feel like
we
if they
Remember,
knew, they would have.
if we go to their
they
lair,
would have told us.
you could go harvest a bunch more questions.
That's true. Well, let's not phrase it that way. We might.
You're right. That's probably not the best way to say it.
I
It kind
could
of
ask one of the other giants, not the leader, if they know where the Dune Lords are, if they know any locations important.
Oh,
If
wait a minute. Whoa, whoa! I just saw something.
no.
What if they were supposed to meet the Doom Lord somewhere, so like as a kind of like a meeting place?
Where can
Maybe
we
they
find?
not maybe know where the Doom Lord.
But if one of them was gonna know where the Dune Lords are, it would be the leader. So I feel
That's
like
true.
that question should go to them. And
Yes.
the ones like
Mhm.
to go see the kids, we ask one of the other ones.
All right, but that one, I don't know. I feel like I was on the verge of getting through to her. If I was going to ask, this is one I think is most likely to succeed. So is that the question we want to ask? Where can we
I
find the Dune Lords? Because the answer could just be she doesn't know.
I think
Mhm.
that is a strong idea. I think that is a reasonable thing because if she doesn't know, then we'll have to go in. Then we'll go into finding the stronghold, knowing that the information won't be gathered from the giants. We'll have to look for something else. We have to kill one of the Dune Lords' goons to get that information.
Yeah, I think you're right. This feels like a good direction to go in.
Yes.
All right.
You gotta make sure to word it properly though, because since we're not saving the kids, you're not making that emotional call, right? You gotta like let it right
Emotional
Right,
blackmail.
but she knows that when I spoke to her, I told her we're enemies of the Dune Lords and we want to see them destroyed. I asked her to help us. That's why she was willing to listen for a moment anyway.
hmm
So let's go for it. Morgan will pull out the soul gem containing their leader.
Wait, hold on, Pyre, get back over here. Cast
Yeah.
guidance.
Listen, I know you don't like this method, but
Behind a tree, and I cast guidance. Do something. Don't
listen,
let
in
me
this
go.
party we support each other, all right? I know you
Do
don't like what I'm
something.
doing.
Especially in our soul manipulation.
Then I run away.
You know, that's hurtful.
I want no parts of this, but I support you.
I don't have enhance ability or
Doesn't
anything like that, right?
doesn't feel supported, but fine.
Você faz uma vetinha.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Morgan will pull out the gem of the first the leader of the giants, and he will ask, "We want to kill the Dune Lords. Where can we find them? Any locations, anything you know of, tell us." And that'll be his question.
You must seek Kaman Bey at our halls. He is our chieftain. He will know.
Come on, Bay. Got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And with that, her
Okay.
spirit poofs into the ether.
Yep, the gem shatters to dust and
I think we have our
blows away in
second
the wind.
question.
Yeah,
I think we have our second question then. Yeah.
that looks like it worked out. He will pull out the
I-
second gem
All right.
of just one of the giant soldiers.
As
Where
as her spirit dissipates into the wind, the last thing that you hear as her soul is dispersing from the cracked shard that you kept it in. Hang on. In the tongue of giants, you hear her calling out with a prayer to Peleos Kasan, who is the god of deserts. Something about the sweet release of death.
Morgan will say in giant, "For what it's worth, I really am sorry it ended this way."
Aw.
And he'll switch to the next soul gem. It's like, all right. She said that in giant. So what she said was, we have to seek the halls of her people and find Karam Bey.
That's good. That's good.
Not to be confused with Haram Bey. Karam Bey.
Got it. Karambe.
So we ask, where is Karambe, or who is Karambe? Where,
Well,
where can
we'll
find
if I think where is better. We can find out who he is if we know where he is. We'll just go see him.
We need
Okay.
to, we
Oh,
need
very,
to-
very
we
well.
need to find where Karambe is in to a reference point. We could because if they just say it's in blah blah blah, we'll be like, cool, where is blah blah blah, and we
Yeah.
have to use an extra game.
That's our third question.
I could just ask, where can we find the halls of your people?
Yes.
But
Where can we find it? Something like that.
I think if I word this right,
Like,
I
where
can.
can we find it? Seems pretty good. Because
Yep.
what would it just say? In the mountains? Like, if it was gonna say the mountains, then like we were like no matter what, it was gonna answer that.
I think I can word it if I.
Mhm.
I think I got this. Hold on. Morgan will pull out the second soul gem.
Okay.
You got it.
He will focus for a moment and ask, "We wish to free your children from the Dune Lords. We need to speak with Karambe. Where can we find him?
Give me a persuasion check.
All right. Don't worry. I think I'm good at this.
And the spirit answers, Karambe is our chieftain. He resides in our halls. And then is released.
Damn it!
Okay. See, third question. Now we get to ask, where are your halls?
We only have one shot.
Or where in the
Okay, we need.
where can we find your hall? Where can we find your halls? Of the halls of your people.
Oh, where can we find the halls? The halls are where the chieftain dies.
Ricola.
Where are the halls of your people?
So,
Yeah. Where are the halls of your
Our
people?
halls are
Okay.
where our chieftain Karambe are. Souls
we
released.
need
I could
very-
ask him, how do they
Yeah.
find their way home?
I hope it's
Yeah.
not. We just
Ooh.
wait for the wyverns to pick us up.
We know the way to
Oh,
the
God.
wyverns.
Listen, if we have to search these mountains, don't forget that for a little while, I can fly. I can
Alright.
at least try to get an aerial view.
You can carry us over cliffs and all.
Well, no, I can look around and let you know. I'm not carrying shit.
It's not Overwatch. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
So, yeah, what do you guys want to do? Do you want
Well,
to?
I've got one gem left. I will pull it out and ask, how can we find the halls of your people?
Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
Good.
32.
Ooh.
Good Lord.
Wow.
To be fair, Morgan rolled an 8 before. This one's got a little more.
Well, you've got
default.
reliable talent, right?
I do, so it
you-
treats it as a
it's not
10, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So-
lowest I can possibly roll is 23.
Yeah.
So the soul answers as it departs the gem that's encasing it. In the mountains southwest of Enamra. Oh, sweet death. And then it just sort of
Fine.
dissipates onto the wind.
Fine.
All right.
Alright.
Well, he editorialized a bit, but he said southwest. He didn't say like
Okay.
south, southwest, or any of the in between directions. So let's assume he means directly southwest.
Okay.
I don't know if that the term south, southwest exists in giant culture, but we'll just have to wing it.
Southwest, from what I can tell, is the jutting out mountain here. I think that's
Oh.
probably as southwest as you can get it. It's not. It's not southwest west, which would be over here.
hmm
I say we go.
So you're
here.
thinking it's that, and Johan points. You think it's that sort of low mountain up in that
Yeah,
direction.
that
and
one
points
that
to
that one
yeah.
that pierces the dunes.
Hmm.
But hey, on a positive note, it's the halls of giants. The opening is going to be pretty big. It's not like
Well-
it's going to be hidden behind a bush.
I guess that's an optimistic way to look at it. I mean, do we want to head there now? If we know there's going to be more giants, they might not be that friendly. And they're going to know that because we let some of them go, they're going to know that
I'm thinking
We
now
killed
we can
something.
afford a short rest at least.
we are in the middle of a sandstorm in the middle of the desert, so we should probably find somewhere to rest.
It's going to take us more than a day. It's going to take us more than a day to get up there.
I thought from our speaking
can-
that we weren't in that anymore. Okay.
Everyone give me perception checks.
I look
Okay.
with my eyes.
All right.
Hiya!
Let me go here.
Behind the tree.
I don't know if we even found a tree. You probably just walked 10 feet away with rope. Perception.
Whoa.
Okay.
Fire with a mighty 6.
Pyre facing the wrong direction.
Yes.
Oh, 16. And let me roll for Brynjar, I guess. If I can, because he's got one. Just a second here. All right. Oh, he got a 16. Okay.
All right. So, as you guys are sitting there talking, debating this and that, you notice. Hang on just a minute here. You notice that the air around you now is very still.
Like,
It's
has the sandstorm stopped?
no, the sandstorm is still going, but for whatever reason around you, it's very still. And as you're looking around, you notice now that there are 4 parched, cracked looking things staring at you.
Uh-huh. Oh no.
Oh, great.
Morgan will
And
shout out, I don't suppose you guys know where to find Karam Bay.
and they pause and they kind of look between one another. Morgan, give me a persuasion check.
Oh shit, okay. Didn't expect that.
Good call. Good.
20,
There you go. Ooh.
Well, I mean, I rolled an 8 again, but
So, hang on, let me look at something real quick. Morgan,
yes, me.
they start communicating with one another in giant.
Ooh.
And it is apparent to you that they don't believe that they're not aware that you or that I think it's you. What is it? You or Taj? It's
What do you
you.
mean?
It's you and Pyre that can speak giant, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's obvious to you they don't believe that y'all, or they're not aware that y'all can speak giant. They don't think that y'all are capable of it, and they start calling over between one another.
If I hear them calling in giant, Morgan will repeat the question. I'm sorry, we're looking for Karam Bay in the Hall of the Giants to the south west of Anamra. I suppose you guys could help us out.
This one points at you, Morgan. He's not looking at you, he's just pointing at you and looking at the others and says, Runt want Karum Bay. Karum Bay eat them faster than us. Karum Bay eat them all, leave none for us. And then this one over here nods and points, kind of just waves his hand in y'all's general direction and looks at the others and say, he right, if we take Karum Bay, not get any man flesh.
What about giant flesh? I happen to know that we've killed some desert giants very recently. I can tell you where their bodies are. I'm sure they'd be more of a feast for us. I mean, I'm all skin and bones.
And this one's eyes go wide. And he kind of waddles over here and says, how you speak giant?
I speak
Just puny human.
learned
How
from a
you speak
giant learned from a giant fellow back home.
Give me a deception check.
Yeah, fair enough. I will point out that it is more how Morgan learned how to speak giant, but they don't know that.
Oh well, never mind.
I have the same bonus for both.
Yeah, so yeah, plausible story to them. Seems like
Yep.
they kind of look between one another and then kind of shrug and like, oh yeah, okay. And then so this one looks at you and says, kind of shakes his head like he's shrugging off your idea. Giant flesh too tough. Giant
Well,
flesh plenty, but too tough. Not succulent and pliant like man flesh.
I don't know.
And he points, Morgan. You realize he's pointing at your biceps, your arms.
He'll look and be like, "Are you sure, man? Look at this," and he'll sort of show up his sleeve. Morgan has 10 strength, so he's real twiggy. He's like, come on, I'm sure you could find a better meal than us out here.
And
Plus,
he
you wouldn't
shakes
have
his
to
head,
fight for it.
and he's like, tender like young goat.
No,
Man,
more like stringy, like an old nag, you know?
man flesh, best flesh. And then
All right. However,
the others start chiming in, man flesh, best flesh. And
That's about
they're nodding. Now the rest of you don't understand
just
what the hell's
pyre.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for Pyre, who's probably, prairie dogging.
I'm
Listen, Morgan will slyly reach into his pocket and grab one of his remaining soul gems. You seem like nice fellows. We've just had a long day, and we've killed maybe 5, 6. I lost count of how many giants, and we're looking to find some more. So you can help us, and we'll be grateful. And he will activate his ghost walk by sacrificing another soul gem, and he will say, or you can try and keep going with the ideas that you have now, and you'll end up another corpse on these sands. I'm trying to intimidate them using my words and my ghost form.
Give me an intimidation check.
Gotcha.
And it's going to have to be high. I'm going to say it's got to be at least a DC 23 because
Fine.
they're pretty hungry.
That's fair.
Can Pyre cast guidance for this before it goes off, or would
I-
that look suspicious?
I'm going to say it's just Morgan.
All right, let's go for it. I'm gonna use a luck point since I still have some. Let's go.
Use it. Don't-
I'm not great at intimidation, so let's see how this goes. I think I'll need a nat 20, honestly. Do I have anything else? Any other bonuses I can try?
And yeah, well, we can say Pyre gives him guidance. That's fine. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be I'm not going to be an ogre on this.
All
Not
right.
a
Well,
con-
it's still
not
a bit of a
a-
long shot. Let's see. Do I have? Nope. It's just going to be a straight +3, plus the. Let's go for it. It's a 7. Oh, 7. Now 17 is not high enough. With a +4, it'll only be 21.
No.
Well,
So this one thinks about it for a moment and then starts shouting at the others. And it seems like they're all in agreement. They would rather eat you guys here than turn you over to the giants and risk the giants eating you. So, with that, they
Oh, wow.
begin advancing. Let's get some initiative rolls.
Let it not be said, Morgan is not
Well-
a fan of peaceful resolutions.
well, Morgan, you actually did an okay job, I will admit.
If we kill them, we will know
So-
more. We'll have more chances to find out where the halls of the giants are, because they know at the very least.
Right. Oh yes.
Thinking of while looking at these guys, oh, that guy's got a cool border.
I know he does. Yeah.
Oh my
Uh,
God!
well,
It's fucking Ben
guys,
Grimm coming to attack us.
Oh no, this is not here. This is just so I could get their stat block.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Are you guys excited for the Fantastic Four teaser trailer coming tomorrow?
I am not.
Maybe.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see what it looks like.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It looks like it's like the 80s.
I love the Fantastic Four, but I don't love a lot of what I've been hearing about this thing.
We'll have to see. It
Mm,
appears to be.
It's gonna depend on what it's gonna look like at the end. Yeah.
What I noticed was
'Cause
all the
we
cars
shall
are so
see.
old, and it's like the 80s and all that, and it seems to be revolving.
It's
around-
more supposed to be actually supposed to be like it's supposed to, from what I understand, it's supposed to be kind of a futuristic take on the '60s actually, because that's
Right. I hear it's a
where the-
period piece.
Yeah, from what I've gathered,
Mm.
it's not taking place in the MCU. It's like its own separate alternate reality, and then it's gonna have them in like a retro '60s kind of thing. You know, like the way Fallout's like a retro.
That's what I
past.
figured. Yeah, sort of retro.
Right.
Kind
Yeah.
of like that, and then by the end of it, I think they're going to be. I think they're going to wind up in the MCU.
We'll have to
I
see.
mean,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
something different. I'll give it a shot, but I don't have high hopes.
It's going to depend on how well they do Galactus, and honestly, I'm not excited about it because I like the Silver Surfer, and I'm not wild about the way they've changed the Silver Surfer for this, and the way that
the rumor changes for the Silver Surfer.
the
are,
way
yeah.
that they they're not rumored, they're fact. I mean, they
Oh, they are?
literally
Okay.
they literally cast her. So yeah, the Silver Surfer's a
Okay.
chick now, based on
Okay.
the fact that Norin Rad, that's the Silver Surfer. He had a girlfriend back in the day named Shala Ball, and like in one or two comics during one story, she was a Silver Surfer. So that's their justification. Oh well, Shala Ball
Okay.
was a Silver Surfer for those 2 issues. Well, we'll just make her our Silver Surfer, and it just kind of shits all over Norin Rad. You
It's a
know.
weird choice. I too like the
Yeah.
Silver Surfer. He reminds me of Pepsi Man. But I mean, I'll see. I have no preconceived notions. I'll give it a go, and it might be good.
I actually kind of like Lawrence. I kind of actually like Lawrence Fishburne's voicing the Silver Surfer in that other one.
Yeah, they did a good job, I thought, with
Actually,
in Rise of the Silver Surfer. I thought they did a pretty good job with Silver Surfer in that one.
yeah.
Now, with this one, the
Yeah.
cast,
Galactus, on the other hand,
no, Galactus was just a big
yeah.
stupid cloud. But
The
no,
big fart cloud. Yeah.
the teaser thing from San Diego where Galactus is
That's
looking
what I
into the
meant.
Baxter Building, that was pretty cool. Now, and that Galactus
Oh,
is like
okay.
way bigger than Galactus has ever been before. But whatever.
I mean, if he eats planets, he's got to be pretty big.
Well, he doesn't physically eat planets.
He might though.
He doesn't show up and then just start biting the planet. He
We don't know. Maybe he finds a small planet and he just takes.
well,
it-
I'm telling you how the character Galactus works.
I thought I saw something where he literally like bit into a.
You're
like, a
thinking
galaxy.
you're thinking of Omnipotus from the Tick,
Oh, of course.
who is a parody of Galactus.
Got
Right.
it.
He doesn't he like have his ship convert it to energy and then suck on that.
So when Galactus comes, he converts the planet into energy,
This reminds me, I gotta try out that Marvel Rivals game.
and then he absorbs that energy. He does not start putting the planet into his mouth.
It's like his
I
mouth.
feel like that has to be.
It's not like his mouth
very
goes super
often to-
wide big.
to new people. When's he gonna start eating the planet? Like, oh, he doesn't do that. He actually like.
I bet he hates that people call it that.
But he's the eater of worlds. He's the devourer of
literally
worlds.
worlds.
I mean, that's just
Now-
a hurtful rumor, I guess.
Now, in Galactus's defense, I mean, even though that's how he doesn't physically eat planets, he just absorbs them, via energy. He is pretty badass still. Like he's a there's a few words in the Marvel universe, like if you're out in space, that are pretty universally accepted as death. One of them is Galactus, the other one is Phoenix.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yep.
that's fair.
And Galactus is kind of considered a necessary.
Yeah, he's kind of
evil
a
in terms
force
the
of
cosmos.
nature.
Yeah.
Right. He is like living
Yeah.
entropy, right?
He's kind of like in the Marvel universe. It's kind of, what's the best way to say this? It's intimated that cancer is kind of a universal necessity because it's a way to keep the. This is going to sound
The
crass.
cosmos in balance.
Yeah,
kinda
but
thing,
it's going to
yeah.
keep things in check.
Interesting take on cancer, but I guess they gotta make big swings if you're gonna.
And
Like
well,
waves.
that's Cosmic Marvel. There's literally a cancer verse in Cosmic Marvel.
That sounds like in poor taste.
And it's not, because it's not really exploitative, and it's more philosophic than anything else. Anyway, I digress. But
'Cause, yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
so Mike's right. Galactus and the Phoenix are kind of considered like forces of nature that just kind of serve a purpose and kind of have to be there.
Right.
Silver Surfer serves Galactus, and Galactus, by the way, was the lone survivor of the universe that existed before ours.
Yes.
Neat.
For those of you who don't know, so that's Galactus in a nutshell. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I like Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman. I saw her most recently in Napoleon. I think she'll be fine.
Oh.
I think Pedro Pascal
Okay.
can pull off the dad thing without a problem.
Yeah, I
That's-
think he's definitely one of the
I
stronger
have
points in
seen
their favor.
pictures of.
He's got it worked out.
I have seen photos of what the guy who's playing the thing in costume.
Yeah.
They showed like stills of it, which
That-
is like, oh,
That guy, I love the thing. I should be excited by whoever's playing the thing. I'm not
hard to get
excited about
right.
this guy.
Yeah.
This guy
I-
I've seen in the Bear before, and while I was watching the Bear, I only watched one season of the Bear. Then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is not for me. But I finished one season of it, and never once did I think, oh, this guy should play the thing. You know?
Well, I mean, we'll give him. Like I said, I'll give it a shot. I have not a whole lot of expectations. It might be good. I'm easy to please, so we'll see how it goes.
But anyway, yeah, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But I've got big reservations about this thing tomorrow. But we'll see.
Well, let's murder these dudes to make ourselves feel better.
Well, we're gonna wait on murdering these dudes because it's already almost 9:30.
That's true.
And Brynjar's
Yeah.
gone. So
And he does love murdering things.
He loves
It's
beating
true. It
the
wouldn't be
crap
fair
out
to
of
him.
Things with hair.
do you guys remember fighting these things back?
Campaign 1, right? These are the sand trolls.
Yeah. Well, they're desert trolls, but yeah, I think we
Desert trolls,
called,
yeah.
we called them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't recall if they are immune or resistant to fire.
I remember what they were not. What was their weakness? And let me tell you, we are not ready. So
All right.
this will be interesting. Well, actually, maybe not. Can they regenerate if they don't have souls?
Yeah.
I guess that's a philosophical question.
Yeah, the
We'll
regeneration
find that out next
the
week.
regeneration thing doesn't say if they don't have souls.
Interesting.
It just says
Oh.
they regain 10 hit points at the start of their turn.
Well,
Unless they take a specific type of damage.
that should be interesting. I think we have that capability, but we'll see.
Well, if we're good for today, then we're gonna hop off.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Well, we will see you guys next week then.
See ya.
All right, next week.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We just got to remember the initiative order here.
Oh yeah,
It's on the thing.
it'll still be there when we get here.
All right.
We got
Okay.
this.
All right.
All right. Good
Fair enough.
night.
Okay.
Good night,
We
you
will see-
guys, and we'll see everybody else next week.
See you next week.
Okay.
Later.